I'm going to be as careful as possible not to confirm nor deny anything. So having said that, honestly, like what motivates thoughts like these? Well, we're talking about the polar world, this whole new system of mathematics that you have seen a little bit before at a certain point in accelerated or honors pre-cal, depending which class you took. So we'll get to investigate this world a little bit. I think this is a much cooler and cleaner looking world than parametric. Parametric can do anything. Polar is a little bit more restricted, but it's kind of an interesting place to be, and I'll show you some of the coolest things you can kind of see, and we'll get to marvel at how beautiful Polar is. Polar is so symmetrical that you'll appreciate, I think, the beauty that's actually there. Other than that, the exam is a week from Friday, which is, I think, 2 days away. So, or a week from Friday, so it's a week from 2 days away. Don't panic, sorry, I said that wrong. But basically, we'll be investigating Polar for the next 3 days in particular. So we'll have some time to really digest and look at some of the pieces here. So we are now entering the polar world. If you were looking at your Google Classroom app just a few minutes ago or before class started, I actually posted some grids because the polar world uses a totally different grid-based system to graph on, even though it's the same plane. We'll talk about that in a second. If you want to use those for like the notes today, you're welcome to, but again, I don't think it'll end up being super essential. I think the concept of what's here.
Hey.
Look, boy. Let's polar talk radians, degrees, and theta. Let's polar talk circles, lemicons, and cardio.
Ow.
Let's polar talk inner loops, dimples, and convex. Let's polar flat origin to distance to angle. Let's polar translates polar to rectangle.
Ow.
Let's polar talk yeah. Let's polar make moves on the Cartesian plane. Let's polar be basing distance angle xy. Ching ching. Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Ow.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Hey look, this polar extort these shapes. Polar be like, can you graph me, mister? Broke spirals in my face, polar ignored these shapes for the test. Cardio I speak hard, mister. Boy, this polar from steel, this polar from a project, this polar so centered, this polar speaks tricks. Polar curves back playing tug of war. Cheung scholar cray, he gon' go to war. You want this polar real bad? Say pretty please. Call me them T.I. makes my thumbs freeze. Got blindness overseas growing crazy about me. Loco.
Let's polar talk radians, degrees, and theta. Let's polar talk circles, lemicons, and cardio.
Ow.
Let's polar talk inner loops, dimples, and convex. Let's polar flat origin to distance to angle. Let's polar translates polar to rectangle.
Ow.
Let's polar talk yeah. Let's polar make moves on the Cartesian plane. Let's polar be basing distance angle xy. Ching ching. Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Ow.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Polar talented, it do spirals, and it grows cause it like how that R feels. Yeah, polar gives pain, heart aches, so the polar really talk like it's fluid. Said I got away with my curves, simple you know it's absolute A over B. No less than 1, no more than 2, anything under. That's an inner loop, walk out your talk, you gon' get that rose. If n is looking odd, then it's exact. Add another stack, better put it on the graph. Wanna make that polar rock, you should probably bring your bag.
Let's polar talk radians, degrees, and theta. Let's polar talk circles, lemicons, and cardio.
Ow.
Let's polar talk inner loops, dimples, and convex. Let's polar flat origin to distance to angle. Let's polar translates polar to rectangle.
Ow.
Let's polar talk yeah. Let's polar make moves on the Cartesian plane. Let's polar be basing distance angle xy. Ching ching. Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Ow.
Don't nothing but a race make this polar talk.
Boy, this polar big spiral. Anti-limit, this polar keep tracing. Period. Don't go cardio or this polar single zero. Ho, polars turn big simple. I bet your solution disappear in my polar speed. Ho, we can't be friends if you're polar weak. Nah, spend a minute with this polar, you can see his peak. I ain't talking about a dimple when I tell him hard. This polar worth a felony. This polar going in points, mess up boys never beat. My boy told me polar analysis made it better than me. It orbit rounds you, a polar pedigree.
Boy, this polar talk, radians, degrees, and thetas. Boy, this polar talk, circles, limasones, and cardios. Boy, this polar talk, inner loops, dimples, and convexes. Boy, this polar fly, origin to distance to angles. Boy, this polar translates polar to rectangle. Boy, this polar talk, yeah. Boy, this polar makes moves on the Cartesian plane. Boy, this polar be based in distance angle xy.
Ching ching.
Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Hey.
Don't nothing but a radius make this polar talk. Don't nothing but these thetas make this polar talk.
Ow.
Don't nothing but a radius make this polar talk.
Whoa! You come too late. Dude, it was 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Alright, show me what you got.